Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So today, for your pleasure, I'm playing the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-1. This is a German battle rating 1.7, rank 1 light tank. It is premium, and it is a part of the rewards that you can get with the ongoing assembly event. So you have the choice between this and also the coupon for the SGB S309, a British premium patrol boat that, in my opinion, is also not worth it. Then you also have the coupon for the Object 279 Soviet heavy tank that I made the tank review, which I just released. And the thing is, for the object, you have to get 3 rocket launches. For the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-1, only 1. And if you want then to get the AU-1 Corsair, you have to get first the Object 279, and then you can go for another rocket launch for the OA-1 Corsair. So, to be honest, I think it is not worth the time and effort. It is worth probably, 5 to 10 euros max, or Gaijin coins if you will. And as you can see, it is basically the chassis of all the other Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234, and it is completing the family. So this is now the 4th one, and just let me go through them one by one. So this one with the number 1 has a 20mm with a coaxial machine gun, which is all fun, but it is also offering some drawbacks. Then, in the tech tree, the only tech tree variant is the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-2, the Puma, with the 5cm 39-1L60 gun at battle rating 2.7. Then, at the same battle rating of 1.7, we have the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-3 with the short 75, which is more or less like the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-4 at battle rating 3.0, mounted in a casemate style. However, the short 75mm and also then in the famous Packwagen, the long 75, have significantly better one-hit, one-shot potential. Why is that? Because they can guarantee penetration, they can guarantee decent post-penetration damage effect, either with some hull breaking with the heat shell, or then with the AP-CBC round on the Packwagen with the post-penetration damage effect of said shell. So this one has a 20mm. It has 10 rounds in the magazine, and it fires them extremely quickly. The reload, on the other hand, is then really hefty. So we're talking here about 6 seconds reload. That doesn't really sound that much, but if you just don't get that one shell where you want it to be, 6 seconds is an awful long time, and the turret traverse is only 15 degrees per second, whereas then the targeting vertical speed, so the elevation speed, is 25 degrees per second, which is really nice. Now, one drawback next to the rather slow turret traverse is the vertical guidance, only -4 degrees of gun depression. That is not good, but you have 70 degrees of gun elevation. And your 250 rounds, you fire at a fire rate of 450 rounds per minute. So you can run through your ammunition if you don't really care about your aim too much. But on the other hand, you then have a lot of mobility to get into advantageous positions, to get the fight to the enemy under your terms. 210 horsepower for an 11.5 ton tank. That is pretty good. Horsepower to ton ratio is just under 20, but the maximum speed is 90 kilometers per hour on a paved road. And that is just simply disgustingly fast for this battle rating. But please be aware that while this has the speed of certain higher battle rating tanks, this thing has an awful problem, as it is common with wheeled tanks in War Thunder, with inclination, with muddy terrain, and it also is awkward to steer if you're used to tracked vehicles. But again, as you can see, you can make it work. Now, the ammunition, that is also another factor, and that is the default belt is probably pretty decent versus aircraft. The Sprenggranatenbelt, the high explosive fragmentation incendiary tracer, is dedicated versus aircraft if you manage to lead those aircraft. Again, slow turret traverse and long reload after 10 rounds. And then you also have the Panzergranate, the APIT, which acts a little bit as a APHE shell with 36 millimeters of penetration. That is not a lot, and this is why a lot of people, including me, will main the Panzergranate 40, the HWAP-T, high velocity armor piercing tracer shell. It has a stunning muzzle velocity of 1050 meters per second and up to 64 millimeters of penetration. But to my best knowledge, this is APCR, and it has very bad interaction with sloped armor. So a lot of light tanks that you never really take too serious when it comes to their armor, they can actually angle against this thing, believe it or not. And that is then very often frustrating. There are a surprising amount of vehicles that you have a lot of problems dealing damage to or penetrating in the first place. But, you know, when you have when you are top tier, so maximum battle rating is 1.7, the majority of tanks will be no problem. And when you then get fully up tier to 2.7, then you come across the Matilda and the first German, the one with the 105, etc. And then suddenly there are absolutely monsters that you have to get the perfect broadside, or you can't pen at all in the first place. So this is a fun little meme machine, but serious players are different. Now, one certain thing that really stunned me was it can scout as a tier 1 vehicle. Either this is a mistake, or we will see this thing getting a battle rating increase in the future. So again, what do we have? We have a rather slow turret traverse. We have awkward driving on anything other than a paved road. We have very thin armor. On the side it's only 8 millimeters. We have also APCR as the main shell, and that is less than desirable also when it comes to the penetration, but also the post-penetration damage effect. So this thing is a really, really mixed bag. But I can see this thing becoming the new meme machine at top tier, you know, where it goes around and then farms some high tier SPA, because I think for that it still has enough penetration, etc., etc. So, but I just wanted to see if this is a good premium that is worth your effort. From that perspective, absolutely no. The Silver Line and the RP modifiers are absolutely tragic. This is only able to research rank 1 and rank 2 at the moment. And I mean, other than the coolness factor, the fact that this completes the family so far. So we have the Sd.Kfz 2, 3, 4, 1 with this, the 2, the 3 and the 4. So that sounded awkward, I know. But let's just appreciate the moment that out of those 4 said Sd.Kfz 2, 3, 4s, 3 of them are event vehicles. 3. Let that sink in for a moment. You know, that is actually all that you need to know about this tank. Now, is this worth your time? I said it before, from the perspective of a premium tank, I don't think so. But it might be good for the memes, for the lols. It might become a little bit iconic in War Thunder. It is definitely a cool looking vehicle. But to be honest, also if you look at the other awards, with the extremely hefty grind that you have to go through with the assembly scheme, etc., to get the object 279 is debatable. If you have enough time, if you get all the drops, if you get all the stuff assembled in time. The next thing is there are very little people that can actually get the coupon for the AU1 Corsair without using the marketplace. And when then you have only practically the turret available from the drop after the missile launches, a lot of people will have exactly one missile. And then they have to decide for the SGB S309 or the Sd.Kfz 2, 3, 4, 1. And I would go for for the tank rather than the boat, which is rather boring and not really that amazing as far as I can tell you right now. So yeah, pretty good tank, and that's it for me today. Again, sorry about the stuffed nose. It's allergy season, nothing that I can do about it. Doesn't really matter anyways. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and this presentation. Let me know in the comment section if this was helpful in making the decision what you want to go for. And as usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if it, subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see each other on the waves in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.